Canada to raise awareness for the thousands of Canadians who need an organ transplant. Sitting beside him is George Marcello, who was fortunate to receive a liver donation 7 years ago. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
It's been a long walk to here, to TLN.
Yeah.
You started from where?
Sarnia.
Sarnia. How
Yeah.
far is from here?
It's about 3 hours.
3 hours. And you walk how many hours every day?
About an hour every day.
An hour every day, so you're in great shape.
Yeah.
Sort of, right?
Yeah.
Well, Kristopher, you have been in desperate need of a liver transplant almost since your birth. And you have undergone 20 operations. You are on the top of the list of potential recipients in Canada. I know that you walk with a pager ready. Show it to me. Oh, look at that. So your life depends on that.
Yes.
If that bip goes out, you know that you have to rush to the hospital, right?
Yes.
How come it's been so hard for you to get a donor so far?
Well, I have to have between like a teenager and an adult, and it has to be the same blood type. It has to be O positive, and somebody has to die to give me the liver, because sometimes you can get give part of the liver, and it will reform. So I have to get the full liver because I need the tubes and everything. So it's taking a long time.
Long time. George, you know about this. So you started this, let's call the walkathon. I know there's, unfortunately in your case, it was just you to walk throughout Canada to make the awareness about organ donations. And your situation was a little bit different than Chris, but very tragic nevertheless. So you had hepatitis C when you were a child, and in 1992 you were told you only had 2 years to live, and then in 1994 only a few days, and likely 2 days before you received the donor. So it's very, very important that people know that we need donations to save a lot of lives. How many Canadians are on the waiting list right now?
Presently, there's almost 4,000 Canadians, and that's men, women, and children from all different walks of life. And the list is growing every year. Canada, another sad part is Canada has one of the lowest rates in the whole world. And
why is that?
Many reasons. I think what we're trying to do with Kristophers Wish is to get a lot of attention, but not only to inspire Canadians coast to coast, you know, people that meet them and that'll sign their donor card, but we're also trying to get the government, all three levels, to make this issue a priority, because it has not gotten the attention it deserves. And the way we've been explaining it to everybody, Daniela, is there's 4,000 people in a burning house right now. When you say 4,000, you can't see the 4,000. You can see Chris, but you can't see the 4,000. So we're saying presently there's 4,000 people in a burning building. Are we doing everything we possibly can to save them? And the answer is no, we're not. So the government has to step up to the plate and make this issue a priority. And then we have the potential to save everyone.
It's a very difficult situation for the parents or for the relative that has to consent the donation of the organ. So how can we avoid the tragic moment of making a decision on the moment and make sure that that can be done before?
Well, under the present system, it's called family consent, because the family member makes the final decision. So what we're urging people to do under this system is to make sure that you find the right moment to discuss your wish with your family members so that you can prepare them as good as you can. But under this system called family consent, it does make it still very difficult, because usually when an organ is available, it's after a tragic loss, and the family's approached and they're usually in shock and grief, and they're not in a rational mind, and a lot of times they can't say yes. So what we're urging is to update and improve our system. Spain is the best example. They're leading the world in organ donations. They have a registry where everybody's already registered and people have the opportunity to take their names off. And they've been showing the highest rate for the past 10 years now. So what we're urging Canadians, we're urging our government, let's make this the #1 issue. Let's discuss it. Let's get Canada at the top.
Chris, how did you meet George?
Well, I met George in Sarnia. He walked across Canada. He did a 769-day walk. And when he was talking about the importance of organ and tissue donation and how he wanted to save all the men, women, and children that are on the list, I asked him, because I'm waiting for a liver as myself, so I asked him if I could walk across Canada to do the same thing. And a year later, he came back, and I asked him again, and he goes, well, it's up to your parents. My parents were with me 100%.
Actually, your father's here with us.
Yes.
You want to say it to your father?
And
so your parents are actually following you everywhere you go.
yes, my dad's gonna be with me, and my mom and dad are gonna, my mom, brother, and sister are gonna come once in a while.
This is great. Our time is a little bit limited, unfortunately. I wish we can say more, but I want to show the picture of you on the newspaper. Everywhere you go, you're very much welcome. Like in this case, you live in this van, right?
Yeah.
And they needed some reparation. Apparently that you got that for free.
Yep.
This is great. This is one of the advantages, right?
Yeah.
And also, I want to thank you for this beautiful poster. This is a picture, a drawing of you. You make a beautiful, to Daniele, to TLN, and so thanking us for having you over. But I think that there is a surprise for you, and George wants to mention to you there's something happening on February 24th at 11 a.m. Look at George, and he's going to tell you the surprise.
Okay, Daniele and I planned this out to surprise you. You mentioned one of your favorite guys. Who is he? Mr. Smitherman?
Yeah.
Mr. Smitherman is the Minister of Health for Ontario, and he is inviting you on February 24th as his special guest at a big, big, big press conference. You're going to be his star, and you're going to get first-class treatment that day from him, and a lot of people are going to meet you that day in Toronto.
Oh, God.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Are you surprised?
Oh, yeah.
This was a great surprise for you. But keep that picture close to you, okay? I know that the 29th of April is your birthday, so we're all crossing the finger, hoping that something before that day will happen, okay? George, thank you very much.
Thank
Chris,
you, Daniela.
thank you for coming, and
Thanks.
I'm going to see you again at the end of your walk, okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to dedicate you this next song. Alessandro Ciccone è un altro ragazzo molto giovane di grande talento, come l'ha dimostrato Chris, ha 16 anni, ma ha già una grande passione per la musica. Ha fatto ascoltare ed apprezzare la sua magnifica voce in ricorrenze importanti come Miss Universe Pageant 2003-2004, Sick Children Heart to Heart Foundation, e ne ha anche avuto il ruolo principale nella produzione scolastica del gospel. Lo ascoltiamo nel primo brano cantato in Italia dal titolo Gira con me, e noi giriamo con Chris.